Hey everyone, how are you? As the title suggests, I am now officially a dad and I am so pumped about it. So here's a picture of the baby. I'd wanted to film so much more of the birth, but it turns out that it's a very personal and chaotic experience, which I thought might have been the case. This is how it all went down on the day that my wife gave birth to our first child. And if you're wondering why I'm whispering, that baby is sleeping next door, so I'm doing the best job I can to not disturb it. Today's a bit of a special day. As most of you know, I have a baby on the way. It's my first child and I'm super excited about it. But there's been some complications along the way with it. And because of that, we can't have this baby naturally birthed. It hasn't grown at the right pace, so the doctors have said they want to get it out sooner rather than later, and because of that, we're going to have to get the baby induced. And because of the whole induction process, the doctors set a date and they say, right, this is when it's going to happen, and that day is today. Process and how it all happens, and if you really don't want to hear about the childbirth process, I suggest you skip forward a bit. But the way they do this is Jamie goes into hospital today at about 5 o'clock and they stick what's called a balloon catheter inside of her, and that's going to start to slowly but surely open her up enough for a child to come through, because at the minute her body is not ready to have this to go through childbirth, so they've got to start encouraging the body to do that. So they put this balloon catheter up in her and it slowly starts to dilate her overnight. Then I come back home. Then tomorrow morning I go back into the hospital. They then pump her with this hormone, I think it's called oxytocin, and that's a hormone that starts the birthing process. So naturally, when you're about to give birth, that hormone would rush through your body and that starts it off. So she gets that pumped into her and then the body goes, oh, that's birth time, blah, blah, and then it should kick off. We will start the process tomorrow morning, Friday morning, and within, I can't remember if it's 24, 48 hours, the baby has to come out. By any means necessary, whether that's natural or by a cesarean section. Ideally, best case scenario, she goes in tonight, she gets a catheter put in, her body then realizes that something's going on, and I get a phone call at 3 o'clock in the morning, Rob, I've gone into labor. Worst case scenario, as I say, obviously, is if she has to have a C-section, which, we're crossing fingers that doesn't happen, but got to be prepared for anything. Quick update on the bathroom and toilet. The bathroom is basically done. The only thing that's left is to paint everything underneath this line. So I painted everything above this trim line, so that's all taken care of. So I've got to paint below that. I've got to put in the vanity, which is going to sit there, and then that's basically it. Everything else is done. I've also got to put up a roller blind there for that side to cover that window. That one doesn't need one because it's frosted, and you can see I've got a tarp on the floor here just to protect the tiles from the paint, but yeah, they're all done. And then for the toilet, I've just finished off these last bits of tiles on the left hand side. See down there, that's all been done. I also finished these edge strips of the splashback behind the toilet, so those are done. All the tiling in the toilet is done. It just needs grout everywhere from the toilet forward. I'm really happy with how this shelf has come out. So this is a Merbau shelf that you can buy, so it's already pre-joined with strips. I think it's finger joined, and it's Merbau, so it's what I wanted, and it looks pretty good. You get it from Bunnings. A 1200 by 300 shelf is $30, which in my opinion is not too bad, and it's a nice hardwood, so it's going to last a while, and once you sand it up, it actually has a really good finish. I've also got to put a new window on here. Once I've finished all of the tiling, I will then get rid of all these louvers and frame this out properly, and then call in the glazers or the window makers, and then they can come and measure it up on the final piece. Once I'm happy with the dimensions and I've looked at it from the outside as well, that's when I can get them in to come and measure this up. It's 4:30. We're heading off to the hospital. Just left Jamie for the night. She's all tucked up in her bed. It's very sad to leave her because she's obviously in quite a bit of stress at the moment. But they've started the procedure. I have to wait until either 8 o'clock tomorrow morning when I come back through, or cross fingers, which would be even better, is that labor starts through the night and then I get a call. But yeah, either way, I'll have more details in the morning. It's about 6:30 now, and I suspect I'm going to be getting a phone call any minute now from Jamie. Literally, as I've stopped the recording, I got the phone call. So, it's go time. All right, I've got all the bags. Just got to the hospital. Heading in now. Probably not going to film much more. This is obviously a personal time, but we'll see how this goes. We're all done. We have a little girl, and her name is Mackenzie. Just dropped Jamie off, and I'm on my way back home now. She's in the maternity ward, and visiting hours are over. So now I have to go back and check up on our other baby, our fur baby. It's been a very long day, but it's the kind of long day that you'll only understand if you've experienced this before. I think anyone who's had a baby knows exactly how hectic and chaotic the day is. And that is something I've never experienced before. And after today, right now it feels like I never want to again. Although I'm sure number 2 will eventually come along. Well, that's the plan anyway. Everything good? So right now, Jamie's at hospital, in the maternity ward. That's what I needed. So right now, Jamie's in the maternity ward. She's spending the night there because there were a few complications with the birth. I'm not going to go into them in this video. I may touch them in a later one. But there was just a lot to process today, so I'm not going to go into the details. But there were some complications. Baby still came out a bit small, which is why it was induced in the first place. So because of that, they want to monitor both Bubs and Mom at the same time. So she's going to be in there for at least 24 hours. Might be longer, depends how she goes with the breastfeeding, bathing, that sort of thing. So tomorrow morning, 8 a.m, visiting hours starts again. I'll probably go through again around that time. But yeah, what a day. I'm gonna celebrate it with a well-earned beer and probably do nothing for the rest of the evening. And that is that. As I say, I really wanted to film more, but the whole process is just so chaotic and it all just happened so fast, and I just wanted to make sure that I was present in the moment. So while a lot of the stuff I haven't been able to film, it's all up here, and I will certainly remember that for the rest of my life. Right now we've had Mackenzie home for 2 days, and I can already feel that we've started to learn new things, and routines and processes have started to take shape, only slightly. And I know everyone keeps saying the next 6 weeks are just going to be chaos and you just got to roll with it, but it's amazing how quickly I feel like myself and my wife and Mackenzie are learning to work together. So I hope from here on in that is just going to get better and better, and I'm so excited
to see how this is all going to turn out. Alright everyone, thank you very much for watching. I'm so happy that I got to share some of this with you, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't know what's going to happen over the next couple of days, but I'll try and get a video out as soon as possible with, of course, more footage of Mackenzie, because I know everyone's going to want to see that. But until then, I hope you're all well, and I'll see you in the next video.